Welcome, this is Birendra Kumar Jha and you are watching Khabar Tahtak. Dear religious viewer of Khabar Tahtak, under the religious section of Khabar Tahtak, the story that I bring to you today is related to Yudhishthir taking part in a gambling in Hastinapur. Dear viewers, you are well aware of the fact that Sakuni, the maternal uncle of Duryodhan, playing on behalf of him, used unfair means while throwing dice in this gambling, resulted into defeat of Yudhishthir and thereafter attempt to make Draupadi unclothed, which however was prevented by the intervention of Lord Sri Krishna unseeingly, and later this culminated into the great Mahabharata war, in which not only the family of Kaurav and Pandav in large number died, but also the king of almost all the kingdom of world were killed. This war was so heinous that resulted into such a great loss of mankind, many king. This was a great massacre, was not known to many of them. Had even Duryodhan knew of this, he would not have take part in this gambling on the cost of his death and all his brothers' death. But this was not known to him. But those who were aware of the result of this Mahabharata war too did not prevent Yudhishthir to take part in this gambling. First of all, our attention goes to the Lord Sri Krishna, who are well aware of the result of Mahabharata war, that there will be a great massacre there. Whether he wanted to stop it or not is known to him, but he was impeached even by Gandhari, mother of Kauravas. That Vasudev, you are well aware of the result of Mahabharata war. Nevertheless, you did not save my son, and my 100 son was killed in that war. You are responsible for this, so your family will meet in the same way. However, Lord Sri Krishna accepted the curse of Gandhari, telling that this has already been settled in the universe, what you are telling. But I am not responsible for the death of your son, including Duryodhan, because I had tried to divert this Mahabharata war. Avert this Mahabharata war, but your son Duryodhan did not let me do that. Even friend of Lord Sri Krishna and the propagator of knowledge based thinking told Sri Krishna that had he stopped the gambling that time, not allowing Yudhishthir to take part in this Mahabharata war would not have happened. Thereupon Lord Sri Krishna told to his friend Uddhav that he had been accompanying Yudhishthir to the Hastinapur, but he himself told me not to intervene in this gambling, it as it being their family matter, so I did not intervene in this matter, which culminated into the Mahabharata war. Think a little. Had he allowed, Yudhishthir allowed me to intervene, can you imagine that however skill Sakuni possesses, he would have won the game, gambling? Never. All his skill would have gone against him if I had been there, even not playing. No unfair man means could be used by Sakuni, and the result would be in the favor of Yudhishthir, and this would not then lead to the Mahabharata war. But think a little, is it my fault or someone else's fault? Certainly, Lord Sri Krishna had arrived at Hastinapur as a messenger of peace and requested King Dhritarashtra to allow only 5 villages, if not half, as per the law. But Duryodhan averted his this suggestion, telling that Suchyagranga dasyami vina yuddhen kesava, that even the part of tip of a needle land will be given to Pandavas without a war. He even tried to make Lord Sri Krishna captive, but who can make Lord Sri Krishna captive? So Duryodhan too couldn't. But this attempt to avert Mahabharata war was foiled by Duryodhan. However, so far much late would have been happened when Lord Sri Krishna intervened and was trying to intervene. And that time, not only in the side of Kauravas, but on the side of Pandavas also, except for a few, all were ready to a great war like Mahabharata. But there was another Sheikh Vyasdev who also knew of Mahabharata, but he too did not do anything to avert this Mahabharata war. He simply did two things. Firstly, he took his mother Satyavati from Hastinapur, saying that she should not stay here because she will not be able to see whatever is going to happen in Hastinapur. However, he had been there, and Dhritarashtra, Pandu, and Vidur were his son as per that law. But he only took Satyavati from Hastinapur, and second, when he was performing Rajsuya Yajna of Yudhishthir as a head priest, and on the completion of it, he was being farewell. And when that time Yudhishthir asked him about the result of Shishupal's death that had been happened there, then Sheikh Vyas said that the death of Shishupal will not affect you or anyone anyway, because he was killed of his own fault, and it was Lord Sri Krishna who in the form of death had provided him salvation. But I see in prophecy that a great war is possible in which not only Kaurav and Pandavas, many people, but the mighty king of the world will be destroyed, and who will be the root cause of that? He told of this incident, but how to avert this, even how to divert this, was not told by him. Now there arise questions: was there none else there to prevent Yudhishthir to take part in the gambling happening in Hastinapur? In order to know that whether there someone like this or not, please be remain tuned with this video by the end. And one request to you all, that who has not subscribed this platform Khabar Tatak either on Facebook or YouTube, please do subscribe it, and those who have subscribed it, please do like it, so that being influenced by your like and subscribe, other people can also listen this religious story. In Mahabharata written by Vyasdev, it has been described that none but a man named Vidur was practicing to avoid this Mahabharata war by giving some sign to Yudhishthir so that he could not take part in the gambling being happened in Hastinapur. As per Mahabharata, when under the illusion of demon Maya made, who had made the meeting hall in Indraprastha, Duryodhan find great difficulties. First, he, under misconception, fell in water. Sometimes he thinks there is water, pull up his clothes, and then find that there is no water, but the earth. Sometimes he is struck with the doors and had straight struck on his head, because he was thinking the door open when this door was closed, and so many things. And Pandav even laughed while he was falling in a ditch, thinking it barren land, a dry land. And another thing, that as a treasurer, he saw great wealth in Indraprastha, and these two were worrying Duryodhan in such a way that he even trying to commit suicide, but his maternal uncle Sakuni prevent him, telling that you earlier made many attempts to kill Pandavas, but you never succeed because of his fortune. But his fortune will not stay before my skill of gambling, throwing dice. So make Dhritarashtra ready to call Yudhishthir to take part in a gambling which will be held in Hastinapur. On collusion with Sakuni and Karn, Duryodhan went to Dhritarashtra, who was blind by birth, but now Duryodhan made him blind by mind also, telling that if he will not call upon Yudhishthir on the gambling in Hastinapur, then he will commit suicide. And thereafter, Dhritarashtra became ready to tell Vidur to go to Indraprasth and give Yudhishthir his message to come and take part in gambling in Hastinapur. However, Vidur retorted Dhritarashtra, saying that you cannot now imagine of the bad impact of this gambling, but this is great matter. Please do stop this right now. But on the other hand, there was fear of Duryodhan committing suicide. Dhritarashtra, under the attachment of Duryodhan, forcefully sent Vidur to Indraprasth. Vidur coming to Indraprasth when he was well come very well by Yudhishthir and all other Pandavas. He told his mission to arrive at Indraprasth that Dhritarashtra had organized a gambling at Hastinapur in which deceitful and cheater players like Sakuni and others will take part. Even Yudhishthir told that gambling in such a way is very harmful and can allow hatredness among the brothers and well-wishers. Nevertheless, when Vidur telling Yudhishthir that you yourself conclude what you have to do when the deceitful player will take part in gambling, you should go or not. Please do tell me because I am messenger of Hastinapur. Inside, Vidur tell everything to Yudhishthir so that he could not take part in the gambling being held in Hastinapur. Yudhishthir too was in favor of this, but then Yudhishthir said that in spite of all the ill with this gambling, I will go to Hastinapur and take part in this because this is request of my uncle, and he instantly became ready along with his family members and arrived at Hastinapur where the deceitful gambling was held, in which Sakuni was throwing dice on behalf of Duryodhan, while Yudhishthir had objected this, but Sakuni and others, Karn, etc., allowed Sakuni to play on behalf of Duryodhan and throw dice, and with deceitful dicing, he defeated Yudhishthir, and thereafter the story you know that attempt were being made by Dushasan to unclothed Draupadi, which was saved by Lord Sri Krishna, and this finally resulted into the great Mahabharata war, in which not only the mighty persons of Kaurav and Pandavas, but most of the mighty kings of world were killed. Thank you for watching this video by the end.